Hello, Deborah with Preservation Publications and Preservation 2012 on YouTube. I just wanted to give you a quick channel update. A couple of things. I have spoken with a number of different LDS Canneries to find out what was going on with the news that's being spread over YouTube that they have shut down and are not available. Well, that's not true. Since the tsunami and the events that have happened in Japan, people are using the canneries to store food, and the backlog of people going in is pretty long. We made an appointment for Labor Day next month. That's how backlogged they are. Now, I think this is wonderful news because people are waking up and are storing food, which is exactly what people should be doing to take care of themselves now and in the future, particularly in tough times. So this is not alarming to me. This is good news. Call your cannery. Like I said, they are listed on my blog. Find out how long it'll take for you to get in, make the appointment, and go get your foods. It's pretty simple. Now, instead of making videos to report on outbreaks of disease in animals and human beings in the United States, I've decided to set up 2 pages on my blog that I will keep up to date so that you can go and reference it if you'd like. The first is the infectious disease log for 2011, and the second is animal deaths log for 2011. It's important to stay on top of the outbreaks in humans of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. We need to keep an eye on that. And it's also important to keep an eye on what diseases are popping up as a result of the BP oil spill last year. Other things, of course, are measles and mumps and so forth, which I'll report as well. But those are pretty much lifelong diseases that we've lived with forever. So I'm not so much concerned with those, but I will log them just for your information. Now, as far as animal deaths log, this is absolutely vital. I've kept you up on the 2 reported outbreaks of avian flu in flocks in the United States, Nebraska and Missouri. And we have to watch that very closely because that affects our food supply. Additionally, and this is kind of like on the side and not really talked about much, but there's a pandemic in this country of white nose syndrome, which is a fungus that grows on the nose and the mouth and the wings of bats. Now, the reason that this is significant is that bats are responsible for eating insects. They eat so many insects, in fact, that our farming industry is saved between $3.5 and $53 billion a year in pesticides. If we lose our bat population, and it looks like we might, that's pretty scary stuff. Now, the syndrome has been identified in 15 states so far. The 2 most recent were Ohio and Kentucky. It hasn't hit Middle America yet, but it's on its way. And when it does, it's going to be devastating. If you'd like to know more about white nose syndrome, I will put links below so that you can read about it. It's very important that we stay on top of this as well. I think that I've covered everything that I wanted to tell you so far today. So until next time, for our families, our neighbors, our friends, and our communities, preservation.